So for SIN 501, remember it's a little bit trickier because it doesn't follow the conventional rules for answering these questions. So let's get right into it. So, which of the first thing we do is read the question and determine what it's asking for. So determine what to learn. And then you refer to the tables, right? So it usually means figuring out what the scientific terminology means and then going back for the answer. So which of the following were independent variables in study 2? So for this one, for number 6, I'm going to look at study 2. And now my step 2, so that's my step 1. Step 2 is independent variable. That means it's the cause or the change, and it'll be on the left side of the table. So, or in the description it'll say what they vary. Study 2. Viscosity measure, for example, tar is more viscous than water. Scientists heated ground samples from location 2 to 1300, 1350, and 1400 degrees. So independent variables on figures like this, it'll be the x-axis, and it will also be in the legend. So my independent variable here, that's a temperature that they changed. They calculated the viscosity by observing the flow rate. And then scientists measured the viscosity at 2, 4, or 6 parts SiO2. So 2, 4, or 6, that's my x-axis. So that would be temperature and then parts per 100. So let's see what our answer is for this one. So type of mineral added, temperature only. We know that it can't be that one because it also says the amount. Now here, let's see. We have one more here, also on the x-axis, but I forgot to look at it because it wasn't in a conventional spot, and that is mineral type. So when you're looking for that IV, you have to look for x-axes. We'll make that plural because there could be 2 of them. So this one is the type of mineral, the amount, and the temperature. My answer is C. Number 7. In study 1, the scientists most likely chose the 7 minerals presented because. So in study 1, why did we choose these 7 minerals? So I'm going to go back to study 1 and we're going to figure out why. Scientists uncut rock samples, 6 location. Type of rocks were these types of rocks. Laser-induced mineral composition, superheats. Okay, that doesn't really give me that much information. And now these are our 7 types. So let's look at our answer choices here. Volcanic rocks contain only these 7 minerals. Their presence does not alter the viscosity. We didn't talk about viscosity yet. They're the most commonly found minerals, so only contain these minerals. If it's going to classify something out in an SIN question, it's probably not that answer choice. They are the only minerals that emit characteristic radiation. So that's not in experiment 1, and then viscosity of volcanic rocks is not mentioned in experiment 1. So the answer is C here because they're most commonly found. Now this one might seem like a common sense thing. Well, like, oh yeah, we're studying because it's the most common. So this one is why did we do this experiment, right? Why this experiment? It's a purpose question. And sometimes you'll see those. And so purpose questions are what makes the most sense, right? What makes the best science sense? In study 2, number 8, in study 2, so I'm going to look at study 2. Which of the following is a factor that was not directly controlled? Remember, not directly controlled means it is a dependent variable. So what is a dependent variable? We know our dependent variables are the y-axis. So that's going to be viscosity. If I look, that's our only thing on the y-axis. And so the answer is, again, C. So dependent variable, you go to the y-axis. All right, which of the following characteristics of volcanoes was not compiled in study 3? So what did we not look at in study 3? So in study 3, we looked at rock type, we looked at volcano type, we looked at tectonics, and we looked at the year of last eruption. So the time of the volcano's last eruption, this matches that. So nope, we did study that because you want something that is not in table 2. The type of rock found near a volcano, rock type, nope. The interaction of tectonic plates beneath a volcano, tectonics, that's in the table. The mineral composition of the lava flow, volcano type, but it doesn't say minerals. So minerals are not in the table. So that means number 9 is D. And the last question. Did I miss it? Do not have a question 10. Or can I just not see it? Let me get a new packet. Okay, well, for some reason my question 10 is not in this page, so we're going to do it on this packet. So, in experiment 1, which of the following factors was directly controlled by the breeders? So directly controlled by the breeders, that's an independent variable. That's another word for that. Directly controlled equals independent variable. And now, let's see. We're going to, in experiment 1, I don't need that packet anymore. Okay, directly controlled. In experiment 1, population of lizards, 50 individuals, so we measured that. Same amount of food, water, and light, so we kept that. They were tested for MG, so let's go to this one. So, what did we control? We controlled the size, right? Because everything was 50. So we have that. And then it says that we, what did we do before? The food, water, and light was controlled. Then they tested for MD and retested for MD. And then the diet was also controlled because it says we placed them on a high calcium diet. So the average blood calcium concentration of each population, the average Ca to P concentration, no, because those are both results, right? So if you go to this table, we didn't decide what your blood looked like. Those are results. Because see how they're on the right side of the table. And then the number of lizards diagnosed with MD, we did not control that because you can't control how many of them get a disease. And the duration of composition on the high calcium diet. It says high calcium for 1 month. So, yep, they decided the diet, so the answer to 10 is D. What did the scientists decide? So what did the scientist decide? And that's that.